Hi folks, the latest numbers are in. We have signs of life in our real estate market. Before I get to that, I want to thank everybody that participated in our food drive. It was an awesome success. We had to rent the van. We had so much collections and so many of you signed up to have pickups done at your home for the food drive. Thank you very, very much for that. We're going to be doing a few of these every year. So we'll be in touch with you there and let you know when we do that. But again, thank you for your awesome donation and your contributions. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into signs of life in our real estate market. It's exciting to be able to talk about this, but you know, it's just we look at small things and we get all excited about it. So let me tell you what's happening here. If we look at freehold, now this is detached semis, towns. These are freehold properties, no condos in these numbers. For Vaughan, we're looking at sales basic or average sold price has basically stayed the same. Now there were only 20 sales, and it's a slight drop from the previous week, but they have been going up. So we look at this number with, you know, a little bit of caution because it's only 20 sales, and a few sales can really change these numbers one way or another. So only 20 sales, but it's better than what the sales were just a few weeks ago. Taking a look at Toronto, now this is just for the city of Toronto, freehold properties. Sales have been steadily going up. There's 136 sales, and it's still not wow and awesome, and it's not where we were before, but they have been going up, and 136 is a much better number to look at than 20, which we had in Vaughan. And we look at average sold prices for the last 3 weeks in the city of Toronto, they've been going up. We are 11.7% lower than when we were the first week of March. Going back to Vaughan again and comparing 1 year to the next. So when we look at comparing what we sold this year as far as average sold price to last year, we are basically the same. In fact, just slightly higher than where we were last year. So what does that mean? Whatever gains we've had over the last 12 months has been wiped out. But the good news is we are even, and we're not like way down below where we were last year. So that's where we are there. So if you've been on the fence for a while thinking of buying, and you've been on the fence for a year, could be a good time because prices are basically where they were last year, and you're not going to get penalized for waiting. In the Toronto market, average sold price is basically higher, 5.8% higher than where it was last year. We're much lower than where we were in March, but compared to last year, 5.8% higher. Freehold sales, again, only 20. We're way off the mark from where we were last year. New listings are going up. They're much stronger than what they have been before. So think about this for a second, and it's going to touch on months of inventory. We're buying less. However, there's more and more listings coming onto the market. Can you kind of maybe see where this picture is going? I'll get back to that. We're going to talk about months of inventory in a minute. Toronto freehold sales, again, they've been going up way off the mark from where we were last year. But signs of life, we've been increasing here. Of these 136 homes that were sold over the previous week, 59 were sold at list price or more. That's about 43% of all properties sold in Toronto, of all freehold properties sold at list price or more. So if you're buying in Toronto, you know there's a really good chance you're paying the asking price or competing and paying a bit more. Let's look at listings for Toronto. Look at this. They've been going up. So sales have been increasing in Toronto. Listings have been going up. That's an awesome sign of life. We're looking for any kind of a win situation here, and the market is looking much better there. Vaughn Condos, I don't even know why I put the slide on the board. We've been selling 2, 3, 5, 3, 4. Last week we sold 2. I put it because I started talking about Vaughn Condos, but with only 2 sold in a week or anything done on any of these weeks here, it's really hard to take serious the average sold price, the actual number there. But I need to talk about this because of some of the other slides coming up. Now, Toronto condos, now these are condo apartments, so I'm not talking about condo townhouses or any other type of condo, but condo apartments. 92 were sold. It's a slight drop from the week before, but average sold units have been increasing. Average sold price, basically 1 week to the next, it's very, very close in number. 33 sold at list price or more, so a third of those are selling at list price. Vaughn Condos, again, the slide is here. We're basically a little bit lower than where we were last year, but it's only 2, so strike that from the record for now. Toronto condos, we're sitting, as far as average sold price goes, higher than what we were last year at 6.4%. We're lower than we were in March, but higher than what we were last year. So the market has not bottomed out. Too many times we're reading headlines, wow, we're down 75%. They're talking about activity, has nothing to do necessarily with average price. So even though there's way fewer sales, average prices, what you're paying out there or what you're selling for is going to be so far very similar to what it sold a year ago, the same unit. So Vaughn Condos, sales were terrible. We sold 64 in the same week last year. And if you see this year, the yellow here, they're just so low. I don't know what to say. It's scaringly, alarmingly low why Vaughn Condos are not selling. But new listings are creeping up. We're actually, as far as new listings go, we're not that far off the mark from where we were last year in Vaughan. So can you picture what's happening here? Vaughn Condos, 2 are being purchased a week, 2 or 3. However, we have 28 new listings, 28 new listings, 26. If we average this out over a month, we're buying maybe to 12, 15 a month, maybe, but we have approximately 100 new listings coming on the market a month. This is a very scary situation for Vaughn Condos. There is no life in Vaughn Condos. It's actually the opposite. Looking at Toronto condos, again, sales are steady, and a third of these 92 sales last week sold at list price or more. Way off the mark from last year, but sales are creeping up, and new listings have been going higher and higher and higher, and it's a great sign. We had 404 new listings last week. Let's get to the moral of the story here. Months of inventory. Months of inventory really tell us what kind of a market we're in. If we have less than 4 months of inventory, it's a seller's market. And in a seller's market, there's a frenzy to buy. Prices tend to be going on an upward swing, and properties get sold fairly quickly. Between 4 to 6 months of inventory is a balanced market, which kind of implies the word. It's balanced. There's an even flow. Prices kind of tend to be steady. Over 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market. Prices tend to be going the other way. There's lots of choice, lots of inventory out there. If you're buying, you could pick a home here, or you could pick a home there, or you could pick a home there. They're all over the place, and that ends up having sellers really competing against each other, and often that means, or every time that means, price goes down if you're in a buyer's market. Well, let me jump to Vaughn Condos. We're buying 2 a week or 3 a week, but we're putting out onto the market available for sale 25, 30, 20, whatever per week. If I just go by this last week, the Vaughn Condos has 18 months of inventory, a year and a half. That's a ridiculous, crazy number. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but hey, this has to change. Like, it's just at some point, people got to wake up in Vaughan and say, let's start buying some of these condo, and this is going to change. But right now, Vaughn Condo, months of inventory make no sense. Looking at Vaughan Freehold, we are sitting in more of a balanced market. Toronto condos, just kind of creeping into the balanced market stage. But Toronto Freehold is still very much in a seller's market situation. Now again, don't confuse that with very, very few or very low activity. There's a difference. I'm talking about months of inventory. Based on how many we're selling versus how many are available for sale, how quickly are we going to buy up that inventory? That's what this ratio means. And again, Toronto Freehold, very much a seller's market. But there's life, not in Vaughn Condos, but there is life in the market. Sales are going up slightly. New listings have been going up. If you've been on the roads at all, you see that there's more activity on the roads. You see more traffic. Somebody called me the other day, I'm stuck in traffic. And they couldn't believe they were stuck in traffic. We are slowly coming out of this COVID situation. This week they opened up a bunch more stores and we're starting the economic recovery. Real estate is reflecting that start. I'm excited to announce that actually. So, if you like what you hear, you like what you see, keep in mind, I'm giving you this information based on exactly what's happening out there. I'm not making up any of these numbers. I'm analyzing these numbers. If I wasn't presenting it to you, I'd still be doing this because I need this information to properly speak with my clients. If you're a realtor and you're watching this, because I've had a few of you call me and you're wondering how I calculate these numbers, give me a call. I'm happy to walk you through it. My name is Santo Sessa. I'm with RE/MAX Premier. Subscribe below, click the bell button there so you're reminded when we put out new videos. Share this with all your friends. Be safe. Thank you. Have an awesome day.